What's up, gentlemen? So a few weeks ago, I did a video talking about some warning signs that your testosterone level may be a little bit low, what to look for, and then how to actually correct it if it is. If you missed that video, I'm going to link to it down below. But today, what I want to actually go over are some signs that your T level is high. Because just like there are some signs that your testosterone level has dropped, there are also some signs that yours is actually high. And so today I want to go over those. I also, at the end of the video, want to go over a few easy ways for you to maximize your testosterone production. But first, a word from today's video sponsor. You are going to love this deal. Right now, for a limited time, you're going to get for $50, which regular price of this is $84, which means it's $34 off. You get to pick whichever Pete and Pedro fragrance you want. Whether or not it's Legend, it's Villain, it's King, it's Hero, it's Rebel. You get to pick whichever Pete and Pedro fragrance you want. But you're also going to get a deodorant, the Fresh Deodorant. It's a eucalyptus spearmint. It's natural, which means you're not going to be rubbing toxic chemicals on your pits. This stuff is amazing and it smells incredible. But your balls are going to smell even better because you're going to get a full-size fresh ball powder. This stuff is talc-free. It's not only going to keep your balls smelling amazing, it's going to keep them dry. And a little sprinkle of this up your booty crack to make sure you don't get swamp ass. Right now, for a limited time, if you use the code DATING34, you're going to get the ultimate dating package for $34 off. Regular price of this package, guys, is $84, but if you use the code DATING34, you're getting it for $50. All the information is going to be linked down below. Gentlemen, do not wait. I want you to smell better than all your friends. The first sign that your T level is elevated is you've got a deep voice and a pronounced Adam's apple. And the reason is because when you're going through puberty, testosterone affects your vocal cords, lengthening them and making them thicker and causing dudes to have a deeper voice. Me, as you can tell, I actually don't have much of an Adam's apple at all. I also have sort of a high voice, which is one of the reasons why I've always assumed that my testosterone level was not that high. Another reason why I assumed that I didn't have high testosterone level is because I don't have a big wiener, all right? just throwing it out there. That is actually one of the signs that you have or had high testosterone level. When you're going through puberty, guys, this is the time, if your testosterone is elevated, a lot of times you are going to actually develop more specifically in the junk region. Your balls might be a little bit bigger, but also Big Al might be más grande. So does that mean if I start taking testosterone now, I can grow Big Al? The answer, unfortunately, is not, because it's only when you're going through puberty, all right? This is when the testosterone actually has a more dramatic impact on the size of your junk. But you also need to remember that part of it is genetic as well. But the research has actually shown that if you have lower testosterone as you're starting to develop, this will impact the size or the growth of your member. Not in a good way. The third sign is actually acne or breakouts, which is something I did not really suffer from when I was growing up, which is another reason why I've always assumed that my testosterone level was low. I'm going to tell you what it actually is a little bit later on in the video, because recently I went to go get it checked to see if I actually needed to go and get TRT or testosterone replacement therapy. I'll tell you that story a little later. If you're somebody that does suffer from breakouts or blemishes, this is a sign that your body is cranking in terms of testosterone. Another reason, and the next sign, is that you're hairy, right? I personally never developed a lot of body hair. I still don't have a lot of body hair, even though I shave it, right? Now, if you're somebody that early on had a nice full beard at a young age, or you started to develop pubic hair extra early, or armpit hair, this is definitely a sign that during puberty, your testosterone level was high. The next sign that you have a high testosterone level is you've got a strong, structured jaw, right? The way that I think about it is like Jocko, right? You know Jocko Willink? Well, he's got such a strong jaw and face, leading me to believe that his testosterone level, at least at one time, was crazy nuts elevated. If you're somebody with a more pronounced chin, chances are your testosterone level is solid or elevated. If your chin is weak or you have a very round face, weak jaw or a round face, guys, that is a sign that you do not have a lot of testosterone. Actually, it could be the opposite. You may have an elevated estrogen level. The higher and more elevated your body fat, the lower and rougher shape your testosterone level is in. Guys, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta be healthy. Dropping your body fat will absolutely impact your testosterone level in a solid way. I'm talking solid straight up to the top. The next sign that you have or had high testosterone level is that you've got a long ring finger in relation to your index finger, right? Mine are kind of like the same size, but if your ring finger is significantly longer than your index finger, you were exposed to higher hormone levels while you were inside your mom getting all developed into a sexy little fetus. Gentlemen, the next thing and sign that your testosterone level is high, or could be, is hair loss. Now, this is one of the downsides to having high testosterone. Typically, the way that it works, when you're younger, you're going to get a lot of hair, right? You're a very hairy individual. All right, a lot of times you're going to notice that when you see a dude like at the beach or with his shirt off and he's very hairy, look at his head. How much hair does he have? Is he balding? Is he thinning? Because the amount of testosterone you have is directly tied to the amount of DHT. DHT stands for dihydrotestosterone. It's another sex hormone, but this has been linked to actual male pattern baldness and premature baldness. There's a direct correlation between the amount of testosterone you have and the amount of DHT your body actually converts it to. This is one of the reasons why, if you're taking synthetic testosterone or you're taking anabolic steroids, that's the reason why a lot of the symptoms are hair loss or premature hair loss, because you've got so much more testosterone, which equals so much more DHT. Now, the good news is that they do sell products that help block it, they have products that help reduce it, and they have products that help you keep your hair. Go to Bosley. The next physical sign that your testosterone level is high is that you've got a nice drop in terms of your shoulder to waist ratio, right? Broad shoulders is a sign of high muscularity. It's also a sign of high testosterone, all right? The truth is, if you are somebody that is easily packing on muscle, or it's easy for you to build mass, this is another sign that you have adequate, if not high levels of testosterone. And because of this easily added muscle mass, chances are, if you have high testosterone level, you are going to be a stronger physical man than somebody with low testosterone, because another sign of low T is that you're weak, you have trouble putting on muscle, and basically you also don't feel good. A few other signs of high testosterone, guys, in terms of the way that you feel. Number one, you're going to feel more aggressive, right? You might get angry easily. You might have a difficult time controlling your temper. This is a sign of high testosterone. Another one is high or elevated sex drive. If you are somebody that's always thinking about, always wanting, always trying to get that spicy ass, that is a sign that you have high sex drive, because when you don't, your sex drive is low and you're like, nah, maybe later, not today, not interested. But if you've got high T levels, baby, you're always down for little sexy, naughty, yes. Now what I would like to do, gentlemen, is actually go over a few ways for you as a adequately equipped testosterone producing man to keep your T levels as high as possible. Number one, like we talked about, keep your body fat in check. The sloppier you get, the bigger your man boobs, the more your love handles, the lower your T level is going to get and the higher your estrogen. Number two is eat a healthy diet. The more processed crap and shit you eat, the lower your testosterone level is going to be. Stop drinking out of plastics that contain BPA. BPA is an incredibly dangerous EDC chemical that basically is going to annihilate your testosterone level. And like I said, deodorants are one of the most toxic things you can possibly use, which is why you got to make sure if you're rubbing something underneath your armpit that it's healthy and it's safe. You need the sweat. Antiperspirant deodorants contain aluminum. Aluminum goes in and blocks and clogs the sweat ducts, preventing you from sweating, and as a result, all the toxins end up building up in your body, in your lymph system, which is definitely not good. The next thing is don't use talc. Talc is terrible for your balls, it's bad for your body. Lift heavy shit. Gentlemen, get your ass in the gym. The heavy lifts, the hard ones. The reason why they're hard is because they are the ones that are releasing testosterone from your body, right? Your body's like, yo, if you're gonna do squats, you're gonna do deadlifts, you're gonna do bench, I'm gonna reward you. The way that I'm gonna do that is by giving you the mythical, magical, amazing hormone, testosterone. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't do stupid drugs, stupid, because the truth is, the more toxic stuff you put in your body, the worse you're going to be in terms of testosterone. There's been a ton of research that shows that when you drink alcohol, it drops. When you smoke weed, it drops. If you're smoking cigarettes, not only are you going to be totally not healthy, your wiener isn't going to be as big, hard, and strong as possible, because nicotine is a vasoconstrictor. You want to make sure you're keeping those blood vessels open so that the blood flows more freely through your main vein, Big Al. If you suspect that your testosterone level is low, or you think it may be too high, because there are some negative side effects of having extra high testosterone, like heart problems, not to mention blood pressure, guys, go get a check. Go to the doctor. There are a lot of online kits that you can actually buy that you can prick your finger, send it back, and get a reading or a result. It is not as accurate as going in for a blood test. So I went in, I had my testosterone checked, and I was actually surprised. It was 556. And the range for somebody that's under 30% body fat between the ages of like 19 and 39 is like 264 to like 920. Right in the middle, which I was super pumped and excited about. And I would highly recommend you go and find out where your baseline is, because next year when I go back in for a physical, they'll be able to check it to make sure that it's still high, or I may need to do some lifestyle modifications in order to boost it up a little bit. I'm a firm believer that modify your lifestyle, do the things that you need to do, and do not rely on TRT or testosterone replacement therapy. But if you need it, then you should get it, because it will make you feel better. It'll make you more energetic. It'll basically make you healthier and happier, because if it's too low, like we said, this is a dangerous place to be as a man. Gentlemen, you're amazing. Hopefully your T level is high. Not too high, not too low, just right.